Hello there everyone, Eddie here as usual for a very special video today. As you guys know, we recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for us. So with that said, I want to begin with a sincere thank you to all of you, my viewers out there, for getting us this far on the channel. To be honest, it's always sort of been a dream or a wish of mine in life to do something creative like content creation, and this channel has really boosted the confidence that I have to continue trying and keep making videos that I and you enjoy. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get right into what we'll be doing today. As I'm sure many of you saw via the video I posted or the community post I made, I'll be celebrating by doing a Q&A. This way, you guys can get to know me a bit better as a person or as a player. I'm excited to see what kinds of questions you guys have come up with, so let's just get right into it. I've got about 9 questions lined up, so we'll go from there. Okay, so starting off, we've got a question from Lucy, which I'm not sure if any of the viewers recognize the name, but it's actually a friend of mine that I play Splatoon with quite often. So thanks for your question. So she asks, what is your favorite TV show and what is your favorite genre? So for TV show, I guess right now I would say I've been watching Scandal, which is kind of like an older show from 2012. So usually I just kind of end up really like rolling with whatever I'm watching at the time. So right now that's I guess what I really like. But for like my actual favorite, like something I've watched that has really stayed with me, I guess I would say Scream Queens, which is a show from 2015. It was like one of the first shows that I watched that I was really just like, wow, I can really get with it, if that makes sense at all. I don't know, I really liked what it was like a horror comedy show. It was really iconic. It had a lot of good actors in it, and I really enjoyed it. So that's probably what my favorite TV show is. For my favorite genre, I'd say probably some form of like drama or like comedy type of things. I like watching shows that make me think or like put me in my feels, you know, like stuff like Life is Strange, I guess, like the game, are like the type of genres that I'm like really look to when I'm like trying to watch a show or like a movie or something, or even read a book. So I guess that's what I would say for my favorite genre. Thank you for your question. Alright, so next up, Jess asks, how many hours did it take you to 5-star a weapon, and do I ever plan on going live? Alright, so for how many hours it took to 5-star a weapon, I'm not actually 100% sure on that. I have like a amount of wins on a weapon that it would take to 5-star, because apart from the 2 Hydras that I 5-starred, the only other 3 weapons that I have 5-starred, which is the Vanilla E-Liter, the Custom Explo, and the Custom E-Liter, basically as soon as I 5-starred them, I like stopped playing them and never picked them up again. So I have kind of like an average win amount for how long it takes to 5-star a weapon. For the E-Liter 4K, it took me 421 wins. For the Custom Explasher, it took me 430 wins, and for the Custom E-Liter Scope, it took me 419. As far as hours go, honestly, I'm not really sure. I played for days upon days when I was like really trying to 5-star the Explo and the E-Liter, because I just like wanted to 5-star it and then move on. And I would say as far as like the E-Liter goes, I managed to 5-star it in less than a month. So I guess if you like me really applied yourself and just played this game non-stop, you could probably 5-star it maybe in like 20 days. That's about how long it took me. I know I 5-starred it on December 21st, and I think I started trying to 5-star it on like November like 29th or something. So it took me about like 20 something days, which is more hours than I can even count. But you need only about like 420 wins on average if you want to 5-star it. My suggestion, just play lots and lots and lots of Splat Zones, because if you just play Splat Zones, even if you lose, it's like quick, you know, like whether you win or lose in zones, majority of the time, it's gonna be really fast. So if you don't win a Splat Zones match, you can lose it and jump right back into another match to just win as many matches as possible to rack up your wins and get closer and closer to 5-starring the weapon, which is what I did. So yeah, there's that. And as far as if I ever plan on going live, I'm actually not sure about that. I feel like to go live, I would need a lot of like equipment that I don't have. Like I don't have a microphone. Right now, I'm literally just speaking into my iPad mic, and it works pretty well for this type of quality videos that I'm making, so I haven't really felt the need to get a mic because I don't talk in the majority of my videos. But I also play Splatoon on my TV, so like I have never like tried plugging it up to my like computer or anything like that to like go live. If I were to go live, it would probably be for like another like huge milestone, like maybe like 2,000 subs or something. But if I were to go live, I don't think it would be anytime soon, so sorry. But thanks for your question. Okay, the next question is from Assassin Pikachu. They say, congratulations for reaching 1K subs. Thank you, I appreciate it. And my question to you is, what are the best strategies / methods in your opinion to reach S+? I'm currently an A+ rank, former S rank, player who has struggled reaching S+. Alright, so thank you for your question. I'd first off start by saying definitely just play Anarchy series. Don't even bother playing open. It really doesn't do anything. You get like 8 points for winning and 5 points for losing, which is basically nothing. So for like winning Anarchy series matches, I would say if just getting to S+ is your goal, just play conventionally good weapons that can carry you. A lot of the times in Anarchy, you kind of just have to look out for yourself. You get a lot of teammates that might not know what they're doing, 100% of the time, so playing a weapon that allows you to not have to rely on other players to get things done would really help. Other than that, I would say, going back with the team things, if you play with a team that isn't particularly good, definitely leave after the match after that and re-queue yourself in because you don't want to end up back with them. Or similarly, I guess if you keep facing a bunch of like the same enemies over and over again, like stop playing for like a couple minutes and then re-queue yourself back in, because I don't know what it is with Splatoon matchmaking where sometimes you'll just end up in the same lobbies against the same people over and over and over again, and it gets so annoying. Apart from that, you just gotta kind of, I don't know, try increasing your skills in the game, practice a lot, play as often as you can, and it's really just about getting the edge on other people and cheesing modes. Like, also mode is also a big thing, so like, if you have a mode that you're particularly better at than others, definitely try to prioritize playing that mode. I hope that helps or answers your question. Honestly, other than that, there's not really much else to say. Just kind of gotta play to win, So, thank you for your question. Okay, the next question we got is from Cheese, and Cheese asks, who do you think makes better music, Big Man or Lady Gaga? And then we've got a follow-up question that says, also, do you think Lady Gaga would be any good with a Hydra Splatling, or do you think she's the kind of person to get Trizuka'd from halfway across the map whilst charging? Wow, okay. So, going back to the first question, who do you think makes better music, Big Man or Lady Gaga? Honestly, like maybe last month this would have been an easy Big Man, but ever since Abracadabra came out, I don't know, man. Gaga's definitely up a few points. I think Big Man needs to start stepping up his game and creating more music. But honestly, I think I'm still gonna have to go with Big Man on this one, just because he did make some really good hits. So, sorry Gaga, just gonna have to beat the Manta Ray himself. As far as if I think Lady Gaga would be any good with the Hydra Splatling, or if she's the type of person to get Trizuka'd in the face, honestly, I feel like she would be good with the Hydra Splatling, because Lady Gaga always wears like very big and intricate outfits that are probably difficult to move around in, so when you really think about it, she would have a lot of experience being like stationary like a Hydra is. So she has that down already. So, and also I'm sure her outfits are heavy sometimes, so she's also got some experience lugging around heavy things like the Hydra. So I think she would get her positioning down, but in terms of getting Trizuka from halfway across the map, it doesn't matter how good you are. Like, it doesn't matter if you know exactly what you're doing. Trizukas are just death. You just can't do anything. You have no reaction time. So I think just like the rest of us, she would be prone very much to getting Trizuka from halfway across the map while charging. It's like you never see it coming. It's like, well, whatever. Yeah, well, that's what I think. Very, very interesting question. Thank you very much, Cheese. It was very fun to answer that. And the next question we have is from Sebastian, who says, congratulations to 1,000 many more. Thank you, thank you. So his first question is, what was your first gaming console, and do you have any pets? So my first gaming console was actually a Nintendo Wii. I was in first grade when I got it. My cousin actually gave it to my family. And I remember the first day that we got it, we were actually at my grandma's house. He just brought it over, because my cousin's more of like a PC gamer, so he had a Wii, but I guess he didn't really use it that much. And he brought it over to my grandma's house. I was like 6 years old. And they like hooked it up to my grandma's TV, and I remember just literally playing Wii Sports for the entire day with like my sister and my family. We were just going at it. It was like so fun. And ever since then, I guess that was like the first time I was ever introduced to video games, because before that, I didn't really play video games because I didn't have any consoles or anything like that. I would just like watch TV or like play with my toys, so that kind of introduced me to video games as a whole, so I guess I have my cousin to thank for that. But yeah, I mean, after I got my Wii, it was like love at first sight, you know. I started playing it all the time, got a bunch more games like Wii Sports Resort and Wii Party and Mario Galaxy and Mario Kart. And yeah, I would like come home from school every day to play the Wii. Yeah, that was really good. Thank you for that question. And number 2, do I have any pets? I do. I have 2 dogs. I have a brown poodle and a really tiny white, what even is he? He's like a mix of an Aussie Doodle and a Maltese. But he's really, really small compared to our other dog. So he kind of gets trampled on a lot, but, you know, I guess big dogs gotta assert their dominance. Well, that's pretty much all for that question, so thank you very much. And moving right along, Hippie asks, or says, congrats, thank you. I would like to know how long you've been playing each of the Splatoon games, and also how many hours do I have in each game? Good question. Okay, so since Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 are on the Nintendo Switch, I do have a definitive answer for that. However, as far as the original Splatoon goes, I'm not sure if the Wii U has like an hours feature, but even if it does, my Wii U is like no longer hooked up to like my house anymore. And I don't even know if it works, to be honest, but just know that I played Splatoon 1 for a lot of hours. When like Splatoon came out and I got my Wii U, that was the game I came home from school every day to play, nonstop, and like to grind, because I was a kid, I was like 12, so I was really bad at it. So getting to S Plus was a lot more, well, first of all, honestly, getting to S Plus in Splatoon 1 was a lot harder than getting to S Plus is now. Like, as a friggin' 6th grader, I literally spent like hours grinding, just playing like Splat Roller and being generally terrible at the game and thinking that I was so good because I got like 2 splats. So, to make a long story short, a lot of hours. And that being said, I know that Splatoon 1 had a particularly short lifespan because Splatoon 2 did release like 2 years after Splatoon 1 release. But you have to keep in mind, at the time, I was a kid in school. So apart from doing like homework for 6th grade, I didn't do anything else with my life. I was just coming home and playing Splatoon for hours until my parents were like, you need to stop. So it was a lot. I probably played like nonstop. I didn't have a Wii U when the game initially released, but I did get one shortly after. So while I didn't get to play the entire like 2-year lifespan the game had, I did play a lot, and I did eventually get to S Plus. Though I think if I were to look back, I'm probably only at like S Plus 5, because I think when I got to S Plus, I literally stopped playing because I was like, oh crap, I can't win anymore. Like I only got to S Plus because I got lucky and I got carried. And like it was like if I continued playing, I would lose it. So I was like, great, and I have to stop playing Splatoon. So then I did. But at the time, Nintendo's like online was free, so I just made like separate accounts, and I could basically start Splatoon again. So I had that going for me as well. Yeah, I don't have a definitive answer for Splatoon 1, but just know that it was a lot. And as far as Splatoon 2 goes, I have it on here on the Switch. I have 955 hours on Splatoon 2. So yeah, I played that game for quite a bit of time as well. And for Splatoon 3, get ready, I have 1,970 hours. So I have like literally over 1,000 more hours on Splatoon 3 than I have on Splatoon 2. Mainly because, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the times for Splatoon 3, what'll happen is I'll get a lot of like fake hours, because while I'm like making videos or like getting like screenshots for my thumbnails or like for the battle stats, I'll like leave the game open. So then I'll just be sitting there making my videos and the game will be open for like hours. So I don't know how many of those hours was actually me playing and grinding to get some sweet content, or how much of it was just idly sitting open because I forgot to turn it off. But yeah, it's quite a bit. I'm only about like 30 hours away from getting to 2,000 hours on this game, which is insane, but I do really enjoy playing, so at least there's that. Oh, and I guess technically this was two questions. The first part was saying how long that I've been playing the Splatoon games. Ever since they released, basically. As I mentioned, like literally I got a Wii U shortly after the first game dropped, and ever since then I've been playing all of the games. So yeah, thank you for your question. And moving along, the next question is from Mech Cubs. Congrats, thank you. And their question is, have you played all parts Splatoon, and what is my highest X power? I'm assuming you mean like, have I played all parts of Splatoon, or like, if you mean if I played all the games, yes I have. I've played all 3 games. And in terms of if I've played all parts of it, yes I also have. I've played through all of the story modes in all 3 games. I played through the entirety of Octo Expansion in Splatoon 2, and I played through all of Side Order in Splatoon 3. Anything in Splatoon that exists, I played because of sheer boredom. I know in Splatoon 2 you could get like all the hero weapons by playing like the weapon in every single hero mode map in Splatoon 2 story mode. I didn't do that for every single weapon. I only did it for like the splatter shot and for the heavy splatling, because those were the only 2 weapons that I had the patience to do that with. I know my friend Bulla Lucy, she did that for every single weapon, and I was like, oh my god, you're insane. I personally did not do that. But yeah. And as far as what my highest X power is, in terms of like actual X power, I don't actually know. I do know position, like I think I've been as high as in the hundreds, like position, like when you play and it tells you like what your X position is. Yeah, I've got right here a screenshot I took from when my approximate rank was like 101, and at that time when my rank was 101, my X power was only like 2,154, because it was like the very beginning of the season. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really play X Battle that much. It's kind of a hard life being a Hydra in X Battle, and the thing about X Battle is I don't typically play it super often, because the only weapon I feel good enough to play in X Battle is the Hydra, and the Hydra is not really a good X Battle weapon. Specifically for zones, it's pretty okay, and you'd be surprised, you do see quite a bit of Hydra players in X Battle zones because they paint better than E-leaders, but honestly, it's like, it's not at all like Anarchy. It's definitely harder to some extent, where it's like, I can't just carry my entire team if they're like slacking. It's like I have to play my role, because if I don't, then our team will fall apart, because, you know, there's actual like matchmaking in X Battle where it like puts like 2 backliners on like separate teams and frontliners on separate teams to actually sort of construct a good team. So when I play X Battle, it's like, I feel like it's like I don't want to be challenged, and I know that sounds silly, but it's kind of true. It's like sometimes I just want to play Splatoon to just get a bunch of kills and carry my team and lead them to victory. It's like, if I'm gonna play X Battle, I have to get in the mindset that like, okay, I'm a Hydra, I stay in the back, I paint the zone, and I like support my team. Like, I'm not gonna go guns blazing and be a mini, or I will literally get splatted in the face. So I don't play X Battle super often. unless it's like I'm trying to get a video for X Battle, and even then, I feel like my X Battle videos are kind of like, they're just a little bit not as good, I guess. Not as many like kills as my regular videos because of the fact that I don't have as much opportunity in X Battle. But I'm seeing right here at least my highest X power for this season right now is 2,342. If I had to guess, that probably is my highest because, as I said, I don't play a lot of X Battle. So, yeah, there you go. There you have it. Okay, next question we got is from Stray Kid. Question 1 says, "Are you feeling silly?" I'm not sure if this is a reference of some kind. If it is, I'm sorry, I don't get it. I guess I am feeling silly that I don't understand the question, so yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Question 2 says, "Do you listen to Stray Kids or any other good K-pop group?" No, I don't. I don't listen to, I don't know, I'm the type of person that's like, when I find like an artist or a music type that I really like, I really latch onto it and I don't expand. Right now, I'm like really, really into Lana Del Rey. So I kind of just listen to her all the time. So, sorry. Question 3 says, "What is my main weapon?" My main weapon is the Hydra Splatling and the custom Hydra Splatling. I would say that I dual wield them both enough to warrant saying that both of them are my main weapon. I know that some people don't really play their second kits. Funny enough, my friend Billa Lucy mains. She mains a mix of the Splatana Wiper, the Blah Blobber, and the Wellstringer, and for all 3 of those weapons, she only plays the base kits. She does not play the second kits of any of them. I actually asked her one time, I was like, why don't you ever play like the Blob Deco? Like, it has a good kit, it has Kraken. And she literally said to me, she was like, I feel like a cheating husband when I play the Blob Blobber Deco. And I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. But yeah, I would say that I play both kits a lot to consider them both my mains. Question 4 says, "What was my worst losing streak ever?" Ugh, not you bringing up trauma. No, not trauma, but like, honestly, I think my worst losing streak ever was probably this past July when I was like on my road to 5-starring the custom Hydra. I think I lost like 15 times in a row. And I do actually have a video on it, like a very quick match that I had posted. I think the thumbnail said like "get out of my way," and like the video title was called like POV, like Hydra on your team is on like a 15 lose streak. And it was basically a match where it was a tower control match where I literally like was playing like I was a mini Splatling, and I was like going right into like the enemy's base and like killing them and just generally being a menace. I don't think it was actually 15. I think in my head I had said like 15 to sort of like, I guess, get an attention grabber for like my video. I think it was only about like 11 or 10 matches that I had actually lost in a row, and it was like making me so upset. I don't know about you guys, but when I like lose a lot in Splatoon, I feel this need to like, well, now that I lost a bunch, I have to like win the exact same amount of matches that I lost, otherwise I will not be okay. And realistically, you will be okay, and it would probably just be better to stop when you're like getting tilted, but it's like you can't. You're like, no, I can't, because like I have to prove that I'm good at the game. So I have to win the same amount of matches that I lost, and then I'll be like, I have to win 11 matches, and then the problem is, as I continue playing, I'll like, if I lose another match, oh, well, that's another match, so now I have to win 12 matches, you know, and I'll end up playing for hours upon hours because I'm tilted. I think that day I literally played like the rest of the day because I was so upset. It's a silly thing. You know what, I am feeling silly because it's a silly thing, and then you feel like a clown afterward when you're like, oh my god, I've been sitting here playing, being mad at a colorful Splatoon game. But it really does get a little ragey sometimes. But lately, I haven't really been raging. I try not to rage because I'm like, it's just a game. There's more things to life, you know? Just gotta enjoy it. It's supposed to be for fun. Yeah, so. And then it also says, congrats on almost reaching 1K subs. So thank you so much. I appreciate the question. But actually, as it appears, I have one more follow-up question from Stray Kid on a separate post. It says, can I add one more question? The question is, why is your name in Splatoon 3 13 Beaches? Wow, okay, so I've been waiting for this question for kind of a while. There isn't like any super deep meaning to it or anything. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, actually, with music, 13 Beaches is actually the name of my favorite Lana Del Rey song from her album Lust for Life. Just ever since hearing it, it's such a beautiful song, and I really just feel like it exemplifies how I feel all the time. It's just very beautiful, and I love it. And I decided to change my name to it like last June. I think before that my name was Catboy for like the longest time, and I didn't even know if like I was really gonna want my Splatoon name to be 13 Beaches. But when I changed it, I obviously couldn't change it again for another like, you know, month. I think it said like you have to wait a month before you can change it back. So then I was like, alright, we're just going with it. And after the 30 days was up, I didn't change it back. So I've just kept it there this whole time. And it's sort of become my name on Splatoon. So thank you very much for the question. I appreciate it. Okay, then we've got a question from Yakul, which I'm not sure if my viewers recognize that name either, but that is also a friend of mine that has been featured on the video several times, or in my videos several times. And his question is, who's my favorite subscriber? I don't really know, man. I don't think I have a favorite subscriber, to be honest. A lot of my friends are subscribed to me, so I don't want to just like pick one and be like, oh yeah, they're my favorite, because if they watch this video, they're going to be like, hey man, what about me? So I'm going to refrain from answering this. I'm sorry. I can't say who my favorite subscriber is, honestly, because I don't have a favorite subscriber. I love all of you guys equally, you know? Like, so, yeah. Thanks for your question, but I have to deflect. I'm sorry. Okay, moving along from that, we've got a question from Twinkie, and yet again, for my viewers, I'm not sure if you recognize the name, but Twinkie is the name of the fourth player on our team. It's usually me, Bulla Lucy, Yakul, and Twinkie sometimes when we're all playing together in my videos sometimes, so not my friends supporting me on my silly little Q&A, but thanks guys, I appreciate it. And Twinkie's questions are, did you like Side Order more than Octo Expansion, or do you like them the same amount? And any maps you hope they bring back in Splatoon 4? So, as far as Side Order and Octo Expansion go, I feel like I'm kind of going to get hate for this, but I think I really liked Side Order more. There's just something about it. Like, I really like the aesthetic of Side Order. I like how everything looks like so, like, I don't know, pure and white. The vibe just really vibes with me. Side Order was really good, like, do not get me wrong. I'm sorry, not Side Order. Octo Expansion was really good, do not get me wrong. I loved Octo Expansion, and it was a flawless DLC. But I think if I had to pick one, I would pick Side Order. Also, I don't know, I guess it's like, at the time that it came out in my life, I was very happy. Last, like, March, I don't know why, it was like greener pastures for me back in March of last year. And I've like had so much fun just playing it when it like dropped. Like I played it non-stop for a while. And I wanted to collect everything. I wanted to get every order weapon, and I wanted to 100% it. And it was a lot less difficult than Octo Expansion during some points, I'll admit, so that also kind of bumped it up a few points for me. But I also just really, really, really liked the music. And don't get me wrong, the music from Octo Expansion was good, but it was like, I actually found myself listening to the Side Order music outside of the game. Like, I would listen to it when I would go to the gym, and I would listen to it when I was driving home, and I'd listen to it when I'd go out to the park. Like, I was listening to it a lot, so that also really contributed to, I guess, me preferring Side Order over Octo Expansion. And yeah, thank you. And then the second question says, are there any maps that you hope they bring back in Splatoon 4? I'm going to take this question kind of like are there any specifically like Splatoon 3 maps only that they bring back in Splatoon 4? So like only Splatoon 3 maps, I guess, is what I'll mention. Honestly, a lot of the Splatoon 3 maps, I know a lot of people don't like. I actually got to pull up a list really quick, hold on. Okay, so all the Splatoon 3 original maps, I'm going to list them out right now. Scorch Gorge, Eeltail Alley, Hagglefish Market, Undertow Spillway, Mincemeat Metalworks, Brinewater Springs, Umami Ruins, Barnacle and Dime, and Crab Lake Capital, Ship-Shape Cargo, and then Lemuria Hub. There are a few of those that I do like. I would say if I wanted any of them to return, I really, really like Crab Lake Capital. It's one of my favorite maps. It's so, like, Splatling oriented because there's so many greats. I really enjoy that map. I also really like Barnacle and Dime. I would like to see that map return. Brinewater Springs isn't the worst, but I feel like I find myself playing on it less and less more now. I also really like Hagglefish Market. I think that's a good one. Mincemeat, I know a lot of people hate that map. I wouldn't hate to see it come back, but I know a lot of people would. But, you know, I personally I hate Scorch Gorge. I hate Eeltail Alley. I hate Undertow Spillway. I don't really like Umami Ruins that much. I really don't like Lemuria Hub. And Ship-Shape Cargo is alright. I don't mind Ship-Shape. I'll play on it. It's not my favorite map, but I wouldn't mind if it returned. So I guess those are the Splatoon 3 original maps that I wouldn't mind returning. In terms of like maps throughout the entire game though, one that I would really like to see return, oddly enough, is Camp Triggerfish. I don't know, I was just thinking about it a month or so ago, and I was like, I kind of miss Camp Triggerfish. Like, maybe a lot of people don't, and I don't know what it is that's making me miss it, but I just do for some reason, and I would love to see it return. So, thank you for your question. I appreciate it. And now on to the last question of the video, which is from Romac, and it says, what is your least favorite weapon to play and or go against? Good question. So, for my least favorite weapon to play, I would say I don't really like playing blasters. Despite the fact that they have like blast radius, I feel like I'm just really bad at getting like the one hit KOs and utilizing my blast radius properly, just because I haven't had a lot of practice with the weapon. So I usually end up just being a burden on my team. Another weapon that I really don't like playing is Tri-Stringer. It's like I would rather just play like the Hydra or the E-Leader if I was going to play like a long-ranged weapon. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tri-String players that like learn how to play, they can be really good and really scary. But if I really wanted range, I feel like I'd just go for the scoped E-Leader. As far as weapons to go against, my least favorite weapons to go against, definitely, like I was just saying, E-Leader as a Hydra, you get torn apart by those. Also Tri-Stringers, same deal as a Hydra, you just get torn apart by those because they're just one shot, and they also go over walls, so then you're not even safe charging behind a wall, because if a Tri-Stringer knows what they're doing, they'll just shoot over the wall and get you. Other weapons that I don't like to go against are blasters. So it's like full circle here. I hate playing them and I hate facing them. Blasters are just annoying. I feel like that one doesn't really need an explanation. If a blaster player is good, they're just generally a menace. Aside from those, I guess the only other weapons that I really dislike going against are like really fast weapons that are just annoying to deal with, like Sploosho-matics or Tetradualies or like ink brushes. Oh my god, I hate facing ink brushes just because they literally make fun of you. Like they're literally just going in zigzags and you're like, ah! Like they're getting closer to you and there's like nothing you can do about it unless you hit them, but sometimes you just freak out and then your aim isn't good. So yeah, those are basically my least favorite weapons to play and or go against. Thank you very much for the question. And that's all the questions I got in this video. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much. I know I rambled quite a bit on some questions, and considering this video's runtime is over 30 minutes, but it was just because I was really excited to answer some of them. Thank you all so much again for 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I certainly had a lot of fun making it and telling you guys things about myself. So apart from that, uploads will continue as usual, so stick around the channel for that. And I guess we'll see where things go from there. Alright guys, bye!